Welcome back, folks. We have had quite the exciting series so far. It looked like it was going to be another dominant scoreline, this time in favor of Apex. But Tom, we got a little bit of a different match than it seemed like it was going to be after the first half.
Muted. There you
Rookie
go.
mistake,
You can see
Tom.
me, but you can't hear me.
Rookie
But,
mistake.
It might not be the worst thing in the world. It might, maybe halfway through, the Apex players saw the tweet that their organization made, and they decided they could just take their foot off the gas a little bit. Maybe it's the more likely that Barca actually started playing incredibly well. Maniac just went ham. He won the battle of the Polish duelists. That's all I'm going to say, which I think for many has been incredibly difficult thus far with how Kayak has been performing. But it genuinely looked like a mass turnaround. Like him being the focal point of this team just seemed to rally everyone to step up to the plate. And I think they also started towards the end of the first half, to deal with Kayak a little bit more. Like he was running riot. He aced the pistol round, for God's sake. But now we go into Abyss. And this is one where, again, it feels like more of a middle ground for either of these sides. Both of them lost to go next on this map. Barca lost in slightly less dominating fashion. So I guess that is something. They've got 3 rounds more, so maybe those 3 rounds are enough for them to believe that they'll be able to take this one. But it also could just be wanting to get a few more reps on the maps. As said, for them, we do know their future. They are already out of the tournament, unfortunately. So, yeah, might as well just go for a map that hasn't looked the best for Apex and see if they can take this one in the 2-0 fashion.
Well, they managed to do it on the first. It was a beautiful display from Barca. Now we move into Abyss, a battleground where Apex will look to bounce back and buy themselves a third map. This series has already delivered 2 fairly one-sided halves, with Barca having the wind in their sails coming out of the previous. We've got our agent select on the board, and again, nothing too funky in terms of changes, but definitely different ideas in terms of how they approach the game.
Yeah, for sure. I do enjoy seeing the Yoru. I think it's very good for space taking. The double controller is a bit more intriguing, but I think one of them is used sort of a bit more proactively. The Paranoia, very good for sort of taking that space, especially on the attack to get in, and then helping with the post plants as well. It does mean at times it can be a little bit more difficult for them without having that second initiator. And you can also deny a lot of the util as you go to entry with the KO that Guardi is going to be playing. Nonetheless, an opportunity here for a 2-0 for the side of Barca. But of course, expectations are that Apex are going to want to try and fight this one back.
Well, I don't expect them to just give up on it, that's for sure. Time to get into things. Barca on the attack side and looking towards the B site. Now, we might not have that much of a scrap to take place, although that dash out of Maniac certainly seemed to challenge that idea, because Hype is so low on B. 4 players stacked on the A site for Apex. They're forced into a bit of a retake. Well, by the looks of things, Maniac is still getting aggressive alongside Jesse, and both of them fall.
Oh, it's looking like another impressive pistol round from Kayak. The flash, even better. It's not quite the ace. Will it be 4? No, not quite. Avova's going to be there to, well, I'll say help him out, but steal the quad kill might be a better way to put it. Nonetheless, Apex forgetting what happened in the last map and off to another flyer here when it comes to their defensive side.
Yes, a nice start. They group up together, play the retake, and Kayak certainly leads the charge as they take ground back on the site. A big round from him, as we've seen in the previous opening pistol as well. And a 1-0 start with an outlaw and a couple rifles bought up. This is going to be a pretty healthy buy for the defensive side. They can afford to lose 1 player or so, but you don't want to see more than that hitting the ground. Barca, well, a lot of players on B. It looks like they're going to go for the same old strat, maybe a slower play from Vorwin. Oh no, just a recon mid and he'll come meet the quad.
will be the one under pressure, but he's already got some support, some ability to delay and spam shots. Not quite being met. I will say this skin set in general makes every gun look a little bit weird. Like,
yes.
Before a player shoots, I look at them and go, it almost looks like he's holding a Tommy gun. Like, it just doesn't fit the rest of the sort of general shape of the guns.
Yeah, it was the Marshall is the one that gets me. Every time I flick to it, I'm like, Bulldog? No, oh, it's a Marshall. It's a little bit perplexing. Chunky gun. A 2-0 for Apex. They found themselves a safe little start to this map. Here's Barca's buy round. Full rifles coming in. An Apex with a couple of weaknesses, having lost players. 2 are on pistols. Solid connection to start it off. Kayak getting aggressive is being spotted, so it won't be threading the needle.
Well, not the greatest start for the side of Barca. Already losing that first player. Although that doesn't seem to phase them at all. Vorven immediately finding a response. He was off to an incredibly slow start at the beginning of this series, but had a decent comeback in the second half. We're hoping for more of the same here. Of course, this is still a bonus round for the side of Apex, but with the way things kicked off, expectations might have changed a little. And the Astra in combination with a Cypher can definitely make things a little bit more awkward. And well, Maniac going alone has given Apex a 4v3.
30 seconds.
Oh, Solkus cleaning up house. It's size left on 1 health, and well, he won't be lasting too long. Dodging the first few bullets, recovering the spike, and that's about where it ends. 3-0 for Apex. They are starting this one out. Right, the round they get the pick. There's a rotate back from Kayak and a return of the mid fight for Barca. They set that one up very well. 1-to-1 trades, a bit of mid control stolen out of the hands of Apex, and then Solkus on backside A just closes it by himself.
Wow, this is going to send the economy of Barca into, well, very similar to what we saw in the last map, an early streak of rounds from Apex. But they were able to break, I believe, in round number 4 with the pistols. See if they can manage to do it again. Of course, Ultimate's still online, potential for information to be found. Reduce the risk of these sort of rounds where you can potentially try and overwhelm a player, especially with hype. He might be that guy. A lot of players coming in his directions, and he has been overwhelmed. Solkas will be the next man on the chopping block, but he's done a little bit better at least. But it could have been more of the same. Eventually, there's a hero to support him, and they will clean up.
This is a bit more the Apex that, well, I'll say I thought we were going to see and that we did see for the first half of the previous map. I mean, he have to keep the foot applied to that gas pedal the whole way through. Kayak heating up. He's had a couple of big rounds. He's 9-1 at the moment, and that's going to be a winning factor for you. The Barca side, well, no one quite close to 9 kills over on the Barca side, I'll say that. Kayak evidently feeling confident. He's on the rope, looking for the up top mid push, and he's made it quite a distance. Size looking both ways, cautious of a player close, but it's up top that you need to be cautious of when Kayak's around. He's putting Apex on top with a man advantage.
Once again, it seems like pressure on someone like Maniac. That's so many high impact rounds, but he's walking into that Apex crossfire. Somehow it seems like Apex have removed all of their demons from that previous map, from that crumble. And not the good kind. Now,
Well, if you... Mhm.
Oh, go on. Go on, come on.
I was gonna jump in with a... If you've noticed a shift in play from Apex, Barca seem to be just pumping brakes for the save. We can officially announce it, Tom. We've been given the clearance in the background. They've been running the numbers, and no matter what the result is from this point forward, and from a point a little bit ago, Apex have indeed qualified. They've locked in their spot. So from this point, it's all about pride for both squads, even if they lose this series 2-0 because of the various head-to-head rules and whatnot. They will be still going straight through to playoffs. So for this squad, the pressure is very much off.
Oh, that's good to know.
Watching this spot.
Seems like we could have trusted the Apex tweet the entire time. Congratulations to the guys over at Apex for their calculations. You have been bang on. I would like to apologize for not trusting you guys. 5-0. Well, even though the pressure might be off, it seems like they're wanting to at least make this one a more competitive series. They are 5-0 up. Although that doesn't look like it's going to last long. The battle for A main has only resulted in their demise.
A big A-side take by Barca. Plant to come through, and a 5 versus 2. This should be Apex tasting defeat on Abyss for the first time. But a round swing towards Barca's size seems to confirm it. Lemaniac giving Sulcus an opportunity, but taking it away after. Okay, 5-1 we go. Barca have got the job done. Quite a few more rounds, though, if they're going to be taking this one 2-0.
Oh, 5-1. Kayak's operator might be the difference maker. He has been fantastic. Definitely slowed down a little bit in the last map, and I think when he does slow down, it's very noticeable for this Apex side. It's something that I think going into the playoff stage, they may have to be a little worried about. Because you look at some of the duelists they're going to be up against. Talk about the likes of Comeback, who we saw in the last series. I don't think the man knows how to slow down. I don't think that has been taught to him. He's only 17, got much to learn, but slowing down, I think, will be a little bit further down on the tier list of things he needs. These trades out early, but just look at the damage. Jesse might soon be blasting off again. And Size has done well. This is getting a little bit awkward, actually, with him retreating quite far, not far enough.
No, he didn't make it away, but I'll tell you who did was Jesse. Other side of the map now. 20 HP, but the plan secured. Needs to buy time. Look how far away Guardi is. Jesse, it's a tough fight, and he doesn't win it. Guardi's hurt. This means Malzy's going straight on the defuse, but Guardi wins the fight quick enough that he might be able to get there in time. Apply the pressure to Malzy. He's got to be quick. He's got to sprint it fully. In fact, it's the wall bangs, and Guardi's got the lineup. Barca take the round with the clutch at the last second. That defuse was almost in.
Down
My eyes are
Huge clutch victory. And again, showing that even in the last seconds, even in the dying embers of this Barca squad, they have still got life left in them. 5-2. Well, just like the last map, seeming like they were already going to get bullied out of the server, they managed to return. Looking like they're going to try and show that same resilience once again. The thing is, with the amount of rounds that were won in a row and how clean they were run as well, definitely put enough money in the back pocket of this Apex squad to keep them in a good spot for now.
Nice pick. Size is surrounded, but he knows it. Stuck in this battle with hype. Reveal is good. The swing is better. Size with another pick in middle. Barca seem to have this round on lockdown now. 5 versus 3. A big play needed. Malsey having to make up for the loss of Kayak. It's Solkas on the double, and they've closed in the distance. They start the defuse, but a Hunter's Fury interrupts. And it's all buying time for Says to make it up behind. Nice shot for his third. And now closing in the distance. He'll be here to deny this defuse, stepping to the other side of the wall and seeing Solkas is not on it. It was already locked in, but his 4th kill confirms it. A strong round from Size and a third for Barca as a result.
It seems like they are starting to utilize that clutch power we know has been there the whole time. Another big round of an individual in Apex. Did you know that a lot of the time after Danito's
You know, I've heard that actually, Tom. Someone actually mentioned that to me another time.
Idiot. What a moron. Like, honestly, what an absolute loser. He's probably bald as well.
I mean, there's just no reason to talk about Ryan Central like that. I mean, it was nice of him to reach out with some info, but jeez, he's going in on him.
He was the man who taught me about Size, if I'm honest.
Is that so?
Yeah.
Ulysses is actually the man who taught me about Size.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he in Spain he showed me what Size really was, and I mean, up until then I didn't know Size. I you know, it was not something that crossed my mind, but yeah, and that's he actually did. He introduced me to Size in Madrid. I think I said this to you the other day. Like, we were just stood outside. You remember the merch booth in Masters Madrid? We went up to check it out, and yeah, Size came along. We had a little chat, and now here we are, sat casting him, already having defeated Apex on one map and looking to do it again. 5-3. Good position for Barca as they slowly claw back some rounds. Gotta deal with Kayak on the operator in this one.
Oh, very low for Avova. Just 5 HP, but he's still alive and kicking. Even managing to escape. Unfortunately, Mosey doesn't have that same luxury, and they've done a lot of damage. 5 HP for Avova, 56 for Kayak. Post-plant guaranteed. No ultimates, well, other than the From the Shadows, and I'm not sure how Avova would use that in this sort of scenario. Instead, he's going to place his util, but he's lost his life for it. The trade's going thick and fast, but still in the favor of Barca, and although it's not the prettiest, Jesse will get the job done again. A streak of rounds from Apex. It's almost like they're in a role reversal to how they played the rest of the tournament. They were always going down early and making a comeback. Well, it seems like going up early didn't do well for them either.
One enemy remaining.
One round between them. An Apex on an Eco. This is looking like they've equalized the scoreline, and from 5-0 down, that's not bad. They've been doing a damn good job. Players like Size really growing into this series, heating up as things go on. Apex spreading this one across the map, giving up mid control completely. And this space is sensed as being wide open by Barca. They're going to close distance, move towards these broken doors. And this A split now leaves a very isolated Kayak who gets nothing done. The site wide open. The paranoia not even needed. It was here just in front of Avova that it stopped. Apex are so far back that this plant is found for free.
Spike planted.
Oh, Avova's been spotted. Hype has been found as well. These fights are looking easier and easier, and as these rounds go by, it seems the confidence is rising. Solcas desperately trying to find any lease of life in this round, but it hasn't to be. From 5-0 up, the scoreline is leveled once again. And it seems like, yeah, a lot of it does almost seem to go with the way that Kayak is playing. Like, he started, was he 12-2? Don't get me wrong, it's not like he's been bad since, but the second he stopped just blitzing everyone, Apex look a lot more mortal.
5 in a row, straight streak. Oh my goodness. Apex not happy about that. They're fighting back in mid right away. No quarter given with Solkas. I mean, he came up the rope, one-tapped someone, and you knew he was on business from that moment forward. Jesse's all alone. 1v4. Ult, at least. But I don't think he's even going to bother trying to get the spike with it. Better to save for the next round. Not the credits, but the ultimate. They have plenty of credits to throw at this one. He'll still give it the good old country try. But look at the firing squad he's walking into. Vova and Malsey lined up and ready. The second he comes... Okay, no, they're not lined up and ready. In fact, they were split. That gave an opportunity for a 1v1 and another for Jesse. The operator now coming in to save the day. It's Kayak landing that shot, but that got a little too close for comfort.
Last round before the switch.
Oh, they've... It feels similar again to the last map. They were, what, 10-2 up? It goes all the way back to 10-10. Or maybe it was 9, whatever.
9-3.
But they managed to sort of get to level, and then they immediately win the next round. It seems like the Apex way. Just we don't want to allow them to get into the lead, but we'll see if there's a response. All 5 ultimates available for Apex in this one, so you'd be surprised if they don't get it over the line. An immediate push, paranoia, Hunter's Fury, it's everything being thrown immediately at this Barca side, and well, that's the first 2. You'd have to feel like they should be able to close it out from here. And while Size was hoping to try and make a play off the back of it, but not the case.
Spike obtained, but no free route. Even if Jesse goes for the ultimate. Maybe down left side lane, but, well, Jesse's not around anymore, so that's not an option. Guardi does a good job at finding his double, but just too much to ask for that big of a recovery. 7-5 at the halftime. Arsa, well, considering they were 5-0 down, I'd say they did a pretty good job here.
Oh, either way, we'll be off to the break. We'll be back with half number 2.
Welcome back, folks. We left you at 7-5, and now it's time to see what Apex can do on their attack side. They've won the majority of pistols so far, but Barca have one hell of a fight in them. 1 map under their belt already as the Spanish side looks to make it 2, and it's the defensive abyss where they'll need to make that happen.
Yeah, the thing is, they've already proven that even when the side of the map maybe doesn't favor them in previous matchups, or if things didn't quite go their way, this Barca side has looked really resilient. I honestly expect that, especially teams who have just been eliminated, to come into a lot of these matches and maybe not have the same sort of desire to win. But it definitely doesn't feel like that for Barca. That trip to Mykonos may be the motivation, but I think more so just wanting to prove that even though they will be going out of this tournament, they have fought every single team tooth and nail. There hasn't been an easy victory when facing up against this Barca side. In fact, a few rounds either side, and well, they could be the ones fighting for the playoffs in this matchup. Of course, for anybody who wasn't here earlier, Apex have taken that spot based on head-to-head. They will be making an appearance, as many expected, but I think the manner in which they're doing it may not be that manner. A lot of teams far more dominant. Information there for Barca. Again, hype, always ready and waiting. Maniac taking a lot of damage early. This is not the sight you wanted to see if you're a Barca fan, although that, not too bad. I don't know how he gets out of this one alive, though.
Well, he doesn't, and nor does Guardi. Dropped by Kayak and left into a 4 versus 2 with Barca on the back foot. Kayak still up top looking for a fight despite his low HP. And in fact, he's going to be wrapping all the way around, coming up through heaven, and they're ready for it. One more player thinned out. 2 versus 3 awaiting, but Jesse lost a lot of health in the process. He's down to 28. The defuse not going to be easy to stick as it's just stuck in this little laneway. The firing squad that can come through. The push up was nice by size. A good try. But Apex were there waiting. And that is the round already tied up. Too many players to take down now. You would think, you would hope, and you can see it was.
The second pistol
This is a nice spot.
under their belt. Kayak again. 20 and 7 right now. Definitely having the impact this team brought him in for, but
Last player.
this round more so just came to those openers on the post plant. That's what we talk about a lot when it comes to this map. Even having the backup of Avova at the end. But Barca, finding anything here would be nice. So just doing a little bit of extra damage, reducing what will come into the next round. Of course, a fairly safe purchase for the side of Apex, going for a couple of pistols, a few rifles here and there. But ultimately, having the chance to lose a player or two. Now, Hype a lot of the time is left lurking. A wider angle, but that was actually a collat shot. He killed Maniac through size, I believe. That's what it looked like.
And a trade-off for that early fight as well. A lost A site for Barca. They stack up B, and the hit comes in on the other side. A story we've seen many times before. Should be 9. A late lurk by Hype. He just has a pistol, so he's taking a few more risks in this round. I mean, the question is for them at the moment, a couple of ults coming close for Apex. Is it a jump off the map? Is it a die to the spike?
One suppressed.
Guess it's just a wait and see if they push you. Well, it was. And they got a little eager. 9-5 expected scoreline. Apex, well, they've got the lead, but 4 rounds in it from what I just saw in the previous half and the previous map. That means nothing.
Yeah, 4 rounds is... It's not a lot, really. 4 rounds is nothing. Let's wait until it's up to like 6, 7 rounds, then we can start talking about the victory. We'll see how many kills the Kayak... I mean, if Kayak has 30 kills, they'll probably win. Anything less, and it's definitely still up in the air.
Try not to die.
Although, I will admit, Soulcast is having his moments throughout this series. I think that's a good sign, because we have to take this series, obviously, with a pinch of salt.
Suppressed.
One team is out, one team is qualified. Similarly, with the last match... Playing for pride, maybe playing for practice, if anything, on the Apex side. Have to get ready for the next matchup, but also don't want to show too much of their set plans. But now, though, well, the Soulcast show is in town. 2 kills as the aggressive push of Barca fails miserably. Maniac
Concealment.
and Size
One enemy
trying to
remaining.
turn the tide, but Dom is ready. And Hype is there on the other side. A clean victory and a bonus round for the side of Apex. They are in a fantastic spot now. The finances of Barca in the bin. And I believe is that both halves they've had at minimum a 3-0 start now. Obviously it was 5-0 in the last. Again, it seems like they've completely flipped the script on basically what they were doing the other days.
Yeah, it is a different look. That's for sure. I was taking a look there at the other series going on, Mouse versus Job Life. And it's all the way to map 2 right now, just entering halftime at neck and neck. We're in the back of the B site for an easy kill from Kayak. Lots of weak weapons, and you can see it in how those duels go down. Barely any damage done to the side of Apex. Barca, well, they've not got much left to fight with, but they have seen Kayak just go walking through, offering a free upgrade and a chance for the squad, as slim as it may be, to make a 2 versus 4 happen. One player spotted, the other expected, and Avova on the walkthrough will find one. He's got backup too, so a firing squad waiting for Guardi, and he walks straight into it. 11-5 now for Apex.
Yeah, as you know, Mitch, you might look at that and go, oh, Kayak is a little bit over aggressive, but as you play in our ranked games, you can't pad your stats by being passive. You've got to be over aggressive, ridiculous. You got to spray walls with the Odin, you know, the Mitchman special. And in this round, it was over aggression from Kayak, a risk taken, a silly play, but just to try and pad those stats a little bit more.
Oh, early aggression from Barca. Take a look at Maniac. Straight down mid, looking for the fight. Rotations to the A site where the steps were heard as well. Already got Jesse there. The backup of Guardi. Knife hits just in time, and Kayak is down. Unable to do a thing about it. And Apex with a disadvantage. The spike has stalled. And it seems like they'll look for space elsewhere on the map.
Cover going out.
Oh, Shock Dart going on a little adventure. So is Avova. He's been spotted. The trips are going to be broken. And so is he. As Vorven just around the corner. Now, there's been a lot of pressure going up mid, but it is being watched somewhat by Jesse. He's in the right place. Is he going to be expected? He is. Hype's done well. We'll reveal where the remainder are. Is it in time? Yes, it is. He's going to catch out Guardi. Try and deny the players rotating through the spawn. He knows where they are. They have no idea if he's still lurking around this cage. Instead, he's actually fallen back to join up with his teammates. A Cosmic Divide, a Hunter's Fury. They have the right for the post plant, and he has got so much information. Just playing with his opponents, using his util to his advantage. Soulcast on the edge has not been seen, and Size goes alone. The other two players looking to move as a unit, but Size tried to take back ground solo. He's ended up gifting it further for more post plants to be had. The 3v5 looks all but complete unless one man can stand in their way. And he won't. Not even come close. Apex make that one look easy. 12-5. 7 rounds the difference.
Match point.
This would have to be a bigger choke than the last map.
Yeah, this would be impressive. I mean, it is just a... As one of the teams in Group A would say, go next. I think it is the right call. Map 3 should be an exciting one, but this one here, look, if Barca make the comeback happen, don't even do the OT, just give it to them. Like, the last map was mind-blowing. I don't think I can handle seeing that again. Also, just taking a look at what's in it for this round. Hunter's Fury from Malsey. He's been having a tougher game. Cosmic Divide for Sulcus, getting them onto a site. But Barca not far away from a couple of ultimates as well, and they've called a timeout. You know, they're going to probably come out with something funky. Big mid push from Maniac last round, and he didn't find his results. That's one thing we haven't touched on, Tom. You know, Kayak 23-10, dominating. He was good last map. He's great this map. Maniac, he was good last map.
He's warming up, you know. He's just like, he's conserving his energy for map number 3.
Yeah.
He wants to play more games in Ascension, you know.
I see. Screw the stats, just more maps.
Yeah, of course. Well, technically, he'd have more kills, just not more kills per round.
Or kills per death.
Yeah, who cares about those? It's just about raw numbers. Well, almost 5 HP the difference. Oh, you're going to find out where they are, my friend. Very quickly indeed. I guess his team will get the reveal and immediate teleport that hasn't been denied. Nice work from Jesse. Quick reactions to keep the hold, and they are tunnel visioned in, trying to clear out that omen. But they've been met by another. Soulcast still thriving. He has had an unbelievable map. Truly one for the books with how he's been performing here on Abyss, and the post plant will set him up nicely. Avova can reposition anywhere with his ultimate in hand. The only problem will be if Guardi catches Soulcast. They're going to expect someone to be lurking around this angle. Timing here is absolutely everything, and it's free for Soulcast. Leaving it all onto Vorben, and he stands no chance. 13-5. This very easily could have been the 2-0 with the start that Apex had on map 1, but they'll at least level things up and take us to a third.
Well, we're going the distance in this series all the way to map 3 of Haven, and it's Apex that bring us there. Considering how we started things out, I wasn't so certain that Apex would be able to bounce back to map 3. Barca, what an impressive comeback map 1 represented, but Kayak reaching new heights here in this map certainly contributed to them being able to take a dominant enough scoreline. Now we go to Haven, the third map in the series, to decide who's taking it. We'll see after the break.